I believe so, yes.
You believe so? Yes. Okay. Sugarberry in case of like.
So I could set up on Kieran Black and Diggersby.
Nice. That's good. So Fizdef, Palisand, that's what I thought. Fast, yeah, standard Manphy, cool. Wakan, that was another item I was suspecting. Scarf Hoopa with like mixed Scarf Hoopa. You were Scarf.
Well, so I was Scarf Hoopa because it did a lot versus his team.
Dark was pretty spammable, yeah.
Yeah. I ran Drain Punch to be able to hit Sneasel, and then I ran Trick as like a last ditch effort if I needed to trick something like Fate.
Yep. Okay, yeah, he just has a hard time switching into it, but there's a lot that outspeeds it. And just having I think if you were just to pick a random Scarfer, Hoopa's probably your best bet.
Yeah. It outsped really anything.
Yeah.
With the speed investment, I was speed creeping, Mega Main speed creeping my Galv.
Okay.
So yeah. Because Mega
You
Main
could have
is such a
outsped
problem.
max speed Mega Man if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have been able to run like Modest.
No, that's true. Okay. So with the calc that I did earlier, the Hoopa versus the Yuxi.
Yeah.
I don't think I calc Modest. Do we know what his this is 248 like, timid. So if we give you 252 Modest.
I think he might have been like max special defense.
Okay, because like if he's the standard RU set, I'm sure that kills.
It actually doesn't. Surprisingly, Hyperspace even only had a chance to kill if he wasn't invested. Yuxi is just a fat little Pokemon.
You're right. 79 to 93, but yes, because like you did 71, so that was invested.
Yeah.
How invested? Let's see. At least 112 or something.
He could have been max.
Yeah. He could have?
He could have been max with Calm. And I just got a high roll.
Or max not, yeah. That makes sense. Okay. What else? Clef was not Fizdef, it was Spadef. So you would
Torn and Cube.
Yeah.
Torn and Cube.
So what was his Torn set, do you know?
Life Orb. I know it showed he was Life Orb. I don't know the exact thing.
Okay, so he was offensive. Let's say he's offensive.
Yeah.
Then in those last few turns, I said that if he was Z Sneasel and he just kept on hurricaning instead of U-turning on the Manphy,
he would have definitely won. As long as he got chip off on Clef, he won.
Okay. Yeah, so like, does it put it in range of Sneasel? Probably. So now that I see, anyway, the reason I wanted to look at your team is like, because I had theorized that Anaria could have won, but seeing as now that I look at your team, yeah, he could have won. Cool Arcanine set. I like that.
It's literally my Infernape check.
Bulldoze.
Because I had to fight 4 Infernapes in 2 weeks. So, yeah. Yeah, but if he was SD Sneasel instead of this whack-ass Toxic Orb Fling set, which I identified immediately, he would have won. Because if he SD'd, well, actually, he wouldn't have SD'd earlier.
No, that's what I said is he has. Yeah, no, he can't do it versus the Palisand because then you brought in Cavalion. So if he was choice banned low kick, he could have 2-hit killed your Cavalion, and then it's a completely different game at that point.
Well, no, he SD'd on Palisand, right?
Oh, he did?
But my Scar... No, if he SD'd on the Palisand and switch into Copa, low kick O-code.
Possibly. Okay, sure.
And then Z Poison had a chance to Ogo Clef.
Alright, but he would have had to do that later. Like,
yeah, it would have been a better decision later in the game.
Yeah. But, like, based on how things actually went, if he just clicked Z Poison versus Clef and he had Hurricaned your Manaphy and everything and, like, weakened stuff, then he won.
For sure.
Yeah. So, all right. What's the lesson here? That's what I want to do now. That's what I want to start aiming my content towards, actually.
Remember to always read things correctly.
I guess.
And make sure that the set works.
Well, yes, there's that. So he had Fling as his only dark stat.
Yeah, I think he posted it in the post-match discussion.
Okay.
Fling, X Scissor, Iron Tail, and Ice Shard.
Yeah. Oh.
So he misread how Pickpocket worked.
Yeah.
If he had, I don't think if he had misread Pickpocket, he would have brought SD possibly, or Banded.
Okay.
I was just surprised Karen Black or Mega Manetric didn't come.
Yeah, me too.
Because I was doing a mock versus Spectrum, and he 6-0'd me with sub Bruce Karam.
Oof.
So I was really scared of that set.
Yeah. Well, because of the Manaphy you brought, really. If you were Dazzling Gleam, then...
Yeah, it was a toss-up between Ice Beam and Dazzle, but I thought Ice Beam would be better overall.
Did you hear what I said at the beginning?
Oh, about the Roselli cube?
Well, there's that, but like I think you should have gone either what you did, which was Ice Beam E-Ball, or Dazzle Rain Dance.
Rain Dance didn't do enough really, and I didn't have anything to set up on. Registeel was like the only thing really that I could reliably set up on.
Also Vaporeon, also like Uxie kinda.
Yeah, but he wouldn't really let me set up
Sneasel if you were
on.
lucky enough.
Funny thing is, not a far punishment Sneasel.
Oh,
So
that would have been cool.
yeah, but I don't think Inari would have let me set up Rain Dance and Tail Glow with Amon.
Yeah, if he brought, I mean, the team I brought like really let Manaphy set up, kinda.
Yeah,
I had the Registeel as the Kank check, right? Then what was his Kank check? I guess it was the Uxie, but like he let it go down to the Hoopa so early.
probably. No, but it was me and Justin were building like 2 hours before the thing, you know, because my first team wasn't working because I lost every single mock. And so he told me like you need to bring those first 5, and then it's a toss up between Kang and Arcanine.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Mimikyu destroys me, so
Yeah.
yeah. But my first team was had some different things. Like I had, you know, Spadefa Moongus, which seemed to always bring in Infernape.
Right. He had a lot of ways to deal with that.
Yeah, definitely.
I never considered him Moongus.
Like Infernape and Torn were such problems to my team. That's why I didn't bring up Moongus.
Yeah.
I tested the Z Rain Dance Manaphy, which didn't seem to work as a
Okay.
late game con. I brought some whack ass Cryogonal set.
Oh yeah. Craggle had a chance. Like
Well, so it didn't do enough offensively versus this team, and it didn't seem to.
right.
It didn't seem to provide enough for the team besides removal.
Yeah, I agree with that because like when I was talking about the Diggersby bring, like Craggle is the only reason not to bring Diggersby, and like I don't think you're bringing Craggle. So
Yeah, I don't know how no one hazard stacked me throughout the entire season.
really,
With Cryo being my only removal.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
If I played you, I 100% would have done that. I drafted a hazard stack team.
Yeah. And then Cryo was my only like ground resistor immunity.
That's true too.
So I was wondering like how the fuck did I make finals with this team?
I don't know. People get scared, dude. Like stuff like Manaphy Koopa webs. Like it's frightening.
Yeah.
I think
they
like
hang
you
under
just
webs.
yeah. I think you. Here's my main complaint about your team at the beginning of the season is that your big threats don't actually synergize that well. But when you have 3 big threats plus webs, people just play scared. Like I think that's the lesson here, if anything.
They seem to work. All I needed was Mega Kang.
Yeah,
Mega Kang literally went 20-3 in the regular season.
that's wild.
Yo, can I be featured for your Mega Kang video?
Maybe. Ideally, have you drafted it more than once?
No.
No. Use it again, and I'll have you on.
I mean, does tournaments count?
Possibly.
Okay. I'll reveal which tournament that I drafted it in later.
Oh.
Hee.
Okay.
It's a secret.
Gotcha.
No, but the Arcanine stayed the same.
Yeah.
The Palestine stayed the same throughout. Hoopa stayed the same. So it was just those. It was just the other three that needed to change.
Yeah.
I really struggled with stuff like Scarfape.
That's fair.
Yeah, because Scarfape.
And that's what he brought, right? Oh wait.
No, he apparently brought AV.
Okay.
Which was why Earth Power didn't kill.
For.
What?
What?
No, I have no idea. It was such a weird bring. Scarfape definitely would have been better versus my team because it revenge killed Hoopa every time.
It's funny, like, there's a lot of stuff. Like, so many times in this season anyway, I found that, like, my team was just a little bit too standard. Like, the stuff worked in theory, but like, my misplays were always in play. Because, like, my opponents kind of knew what I was going to do. The one really good win I had was versus Zombie. When I had the Musharna. And that was your idea. But,
yeah.
And I won that game because he wasn't expecting it at all. So
yeah,
that's what Inaria tried to do versus you right here. He tried to bring stuff that, like, you just didn't see coming. And you didn't, right? Admittedly.
I didn't see the fling coming until he, brought it out and it got poisoned.
Right. What else, though? Like, stuff like this Infernape, right?
Yeah, I didn't expect it. I was like, it's going to be Scarf for sure.
Right, but sometimes, like, the standard thing is just the way to go.
Yeah, my team is definitely very standard. There's not much creativity I could have done, except for, my Garbodor versus Cameron.
Yeah.
Mons like Manaphy, Tyrantrum, they're standard, but the thing is with the draft, you gotta create a balance between standard and creative.
Right.
Because if your team is straight standard every week, it's not going to perform well because you need to... They know what you're going to bring. That's why stuff such as... What mon? Keldeo? Maybe? Keldeo is very predictable.
Right.
It's running specs most of the time. But a lot of my mons were very standard. I brought like Scarf Hoopa every week.
Yeah.
Except for week 1 and I think
the reason standard is standard is because it works. Like the
if
standard,
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
The standard Smogon sets are the way they are because it's a set that capitalizes best on the Pokemon's typing and stats.
Yeah.
Straight up. Or to counter the meta.
Honestly, I think the time I was like most creative was versus Jay. Like I ran Protected Pads Tyrantrum, Assault Vest Hoopa, Scarf Cryo, stuff like that.
That's kind of cool. I don't know, dude. Like, if I'm gonna get creative, it's gonna be with a lower tier offensive mon. That's about it.
Like I brought most of the same.
That's what he did.
I brought most of the same sets like every week. Like, I brought like Cosmic Power, Sword Power, Clef versus Bulba. It works.
Yeah, that's not quite. You can't. That's not the same level.
I mean, I also brought Male Clef versus Cameron.
That's pretty funny. Yeah,
and there's the Grassy MC Garbodor.
Yeah,
I brought.
Let's not just like plug here.
Oof.
No, don't I want to talk about like. I like to go bigger right here. All right. Does that do you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to say, I want to talk about like a theme, like the overall, like what we're getting out of this. Something you can apply to all your games.
All my games in the season?
No, like something that anybody watching can apply to any game. And like along the path of like I said that if you're gonna go creative, do it with a low tier offensive mon because it's easy to have offensive checks to stuff because they like whatever just doesn't resist stab. That's just like that's a draft issue, not a team building issue.
Yeah.
And it's pretty impossible to draft some like if a mon has the right coverage, which is like a lot of mons. Certain mons just don't have switch-ins, and Fernape is potentially one of those mons. Kurum is definitely one of those mons. Hoopa is another one of those mons. Manaphy is another one of those mons. These mons don't have any one dedicated switch-in that checks everything they can do.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna grow creative, make sure it works.
Well, yeah.
Like, don't bring something like Anaria brought today. Make sure it's gonna work.
That's not like like I'm talking like preventable stuff, right? Misreading is not preventable. I think if he did a mock, he would have realized. That's a cool thing about mocks is that you realize stuff like this.
Yeah, mocks helped me a lot.
Yeah, even if you don't like know the bonus playstyle, you like realize issues with your team.
Yeah, and something as well as draft what you're comfortable with, because
Okay.
You can look at my NPL tryout games and realize I was not comfortable with that draft at all.
There's a few of these things that I want to talk about in like really like much bigger discussion videos. So I don't want to get too much into the mocks topic because I want to have like a full video on that, or stuff like knowing what you can control and not control. That's like another video I want to do. But like, yeah, I think Anaria deserves to be here in the finals. I think you deserve to win. Especially Anaria, like he didn't even draft his full team, right? How many changes did he actually make when he took over?
I think the max number, which was like 4 or 5.
Okay. He took over from Melon, right?
No, he took over from Jason.
Oh, okay. I don't remember what he had at all. I think the Infernape was still there. I think I'm not gonna go back and check the doc, but anyway, this wasn't really Anaria's team.
No, I'm excited to see what he drafts next season.
Yes, for sure.
And I really do want to battle him again.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're just gonna end it right there. That wasn't the cleanest conclusion ever, but like, I think I fully analyzed this game. I think we saw like what could have happened and how it would have happened, and we learned something out of it. So there you go.
Woohoo, learning.
Thank you guys so much for watching, especially like the 3 of you that stuck around the whole time. I had like up to 5 viewers at one point, but that's
more viewers than my entire channel. I mean, what?
All right, yeah. Thanks, Chu, for coming on. Congrats on your win.
Hey,
first 2-time champion at CPL.
Hey, I'm gonna make it 3-time next season.
Damn right. Unless I can. No, I'm in minors. Never mind. But
big rip.
Yeah. Nah. I think I'm gonna have more fun in minors, honestly. But that's it for this stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you guys later.